My name is Timothy Case, and I'm here to present my PowerPoint on anxiety, which is also known as the silent killer. Anxiety is actually defined as the fear or nervousness which might happen or a feeling wanting to do something very much. In other words, anxiety helps you with your adrenaline. Say in such case, for example, an alligator comes at you. You boost your adrenaline to move the heck out of the way. Some other things, another tidbit that you may not know about anxiety, what is called social anxiety is something that when anxiety does not work for you, or when it works and it's not supposed to. Anxiety is supposed to give you that feeling and help you with adrenaline. But what happens when it happens abnormally, it's hard to stop, it's hard to control. And that's what they term as social anxiety. Just a little tidbit, social anxiety is the third largest mental health problem in the world, not the U.S., but the world today. Tonight I'm just going to go over the agenda of what I'll be presenting. We'll be going over how it's the silent killer, some of the symptoms, and how to overcome some of the ways and medications and factors that will lead to helping you or anybody else to overcome anxiety. Okay, to reiterate, as I said, anxiety is defined as the fear or nervousness about what might happen or a feeling of wanting to do something very much. In other words, as I said, say you're encountered with a rattlesnake, anxiety will give you the adrenaline to move out of the way before that rattlesnake strikes. Or in another example, which the most common one is with a bear, it gives you the adrenaline rush to move and run before that bear is in the vicinity to attack you. Anxiety is very common. However, anxiety is very common, but however, when it happens abnormally, there are certain psychological signs that will contribute to that. But when it happens abnormally, it's known as social anxiety. And as I said before, social anxiety is the third largest mental health problem in the world, not the U.S., but the world today. Let's go over some of the, let's go into how anxiety is the silent killer. Anxiety itself is not harmful. It's actually beneficial to one's person. It's the stress that it creates that can be. While stress is kind of harmless when it's just here and there, when you continue to have it and it comes in bunches, that's when it's very harmful. The funny thing is, despite its high level of treatability through therapy and medication, did you know 2/3 of adults do not receive treatment for anxiety? As my wife would say, probably in denial. I may be one of those. Teenagers, surprisingly, they receive anxiety, they receive treatment for anxiety less frequently. More likely, it's the same reason that teenagers do not report it, and because they're kids, most adults kind of disregard. It's estimated that approximately 10% of teenagers and 40% of adults suffer from an anxiety disorder of some kind. 94% of all illness is caused or aggravated by stress. That in itself is incredible. Some biological factors that contribute to anxiety are phobias, paranoias, some examples. Alright, so biological factors contributing to anxiety are still being studied. But brain scans of people suffering from various anxiety disorders often show evidence of chemical imbalances. Some of these, statistically, women are more commonly affected by anxiety disorders than men. Some of these disorders are related to OCD, various manias or compulsions. Among others are pyromania. What they are is uncontrollable urges to start fires, pull someone's hair, eyebrows, lashes, almost like you have a physical Tourette's. War veterans are most commonly because of the PTSD, post-traumatic. For those who don't know, that's post-traumatic stress syndrome. They feel the anxiety. It can result in sexual assault, domestic violence, child abuse, accidents, and natural disasters. Those who suffer from anxiety are prone to suffering from depression simultaneously. The anxiety disorders can be triggered by a number of factors. Could be stress from a job, like mine, stress from school, financial, any kind of life-changing events kind of contributes to that. Some of the symptoms to watch out for would be dizziness or numbness or tingling, upset stomach, nervous stomach, dizziness, chest pain, headaches, burning skin, heart palpitations, even sleep problems. Constant cold sweats. How do we become so anxious? Usually we concentrate on things that we have no control over. We listen to negative, I know the sketch says dooming voices, but negative feedback, and we start believing that stuff. Some ways to overcome. Me personally, like I've expressed before, I deal with anxiety. I think my own special way. However, since I tend to panic and go overboard with stuff. However, with me, one of the things to help control anxiety is to control your thoughts, meaning that sit down, take a deep breath, relax, realize the stuff that you have no control over, you have no control over. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Things that you can control, sit out, strategically plan ways that you can further and better do this. You should always go to bed and wake up. I know for me, when I was younger, a lot of times I would go in the mirror, look at myself, admire myself, condescending, but I would also tell myself that you're great, you're amazing, you're gonna have a good day. No matter how the day comes out, you can still reflect back to when you were saying that in the mirror and use that for encouragement and positive feedback, even if the day doesn't turn out the way you actually wanted it to. But the main factor and the key is to relax, because when stress takes full effect, it can really do you in. Some of the main goals, some of the goals to overcome anxiety. You have to set goals each day. For me, I kind of mentally do this. I kind of plan out, even when I'm at work, strategically plan out what I'm going to do, how long it's going to take me, what I'm going to do. It doesn't always work that way, but it helps because it allows me to go through the day doing what I do without feeling that I'm doing stuff useless and without any meaning. Find reasons to laugh. I love comedy. I love being comical. And sometimes I use myself as being comical with my weight. It's not that I have a lack of confidence or character. So I like a good laugh. Talk about the visualizing positive situations. If watching shows and the news and certain things fill you with anxiety, depression, me, I don't like watching the news because they never talk about anything good. It's depressing to me. It's dumb. But some of these things like that, if it gets onto you, gets on your nerves, or depresses you in any way, just avoid it at all costs. In conclusion, I wanted to thank everybody for listening to my presentation. You as my instructor, I wanted to thank you for allowing me to record this and present this to you this way. I hope this was very informal and very understanding on how anxiety and stress can affect you. Thank you, and have a good night.